Something big is happening in Las Vegas. International sources have confirmed 3 moves that are confusing the Raiders' locker room. First, a sign of hope. Brock Bowers may be back sooner than expected, and fans are already dreaming of a comeback against the Chiefs. Second, a climate of uncertainty. Jacoby Myers may be living his final days in Las Vegas, and he's got a long time on his tail. And finally, a silent bombshell. The Raiders are scouting a former Pete Carroll player who could be the reinforcement the defense needed. This information is coming out now, and I have it all detailed for you. So, hit the like button, subscribe, and activate the bell, because what I'm about to reveal today will put any team on high alert. It's been 2 long weeks of uncertainty without the Raiders' most explosive offensive player, tight end Brock Bowers. Since suffering a knee injury in Week 1, the rookie had been feeling like he was trying to play hard, but time decided to spare him in recent games to ensure a full recovery. His absence was felt. The Raiders' progress slowed, and the pressure on the quarterback increased. However, this Friday, good news finally emerged that rekindled the hope of the Silver and Black Nation. According to Yahoo Sports, the Silver and Black Pride, and the Pro Football Sports Network, PFSN, Bowers returned to practice for the first time since Week 5, and, importantly, without the knee brace. This is seen as a positive sign, indicating that the knee is responding well to treatment and that the young star may be much closer to a return than previously thought. International team sources say that Bowers demonstrated good mobility, explosiveness on cuts, and confidence on short routes, even after weeks of inactivity. He looked relaxed, lively, and detailed, reported an insider who attended the closed practice. The Silver and Black Pride emphasized that this was Bowers' first full session since early October, and his presence on the field, even in limited and sufficient practice, was a morale booster. Despite the optimism, head coach Pete Carroll preferred to remain grounded. He made it clear that he doesn't intend to force the player's return just for the matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs, especially with the bye week coming up in Week 8. "I'm always optimistic," Carroll said at a press conference. "But being optimistic doesn't mean he'll play. We need to think long-term. We want Bowers at 100%, not 80%. Even so, there's an air of anticipation within the locker room. The idea of having Bowers back against the division's most feared rival brings a sense of revision and redemption. The young tight end, known for his aggressiveness and ability to change the pace of a game, would be a crucial reinforcement to challenge the defense of Patrick Mahomes and company. As the medical staff analyzes the final practice before the official release of the injury report, Las Vegas's eyes are on the team's report. If Bowers is listed as full participation, there's a good chance they'll see him at Allegiant Stadium this Sunday. But what if he can't play? In that case, Michael Mayer takes over the role again. Mayer performed well in Week 6, recording 5 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown. He showed improvement in his route running and growing chemistry with quarterback Aiden O'Connell. Still, it's undeniable. With Bowers on the field, the dynamic approach completely changes. He draws double teams, opens up space for wide receivers, and commands respect from opposing defenses. Now the dilemma is clear. Risk Bowers' immediate return to seek a vital victory against the Chiefs, or guarantee him another week, long term? The definitive answer should come later today, when the final injury report is released. Until then, fans hold their breath and hope the news is what everyone wants to hear. Brock Bowers is back. But while good news revives hope for the offense, another important name is starting to steal the spotlight. And this time, the topic is a possible departure before the trade deadline. Must decide, will the team be a buyer, looking for reinforcements to compete for the playoffs, or a seller, hoarding picks for the future? The next few hours promise to be intense in Henderson. According to information gathered by Yahoo Sports and Pro Football Network, the Raiders are receiving calls on several occasions specifically regarding key players, including big names on the defensive side. Among them are linebacker Divine Diablo and safety Marcus Epps, both of whom have been standouts this early in the season. However, sources close to the franchise say the focus is not on offloading players, but rather on adding talent, especially to bolster the defensive line and receiving core. The main focus is the offense. With Brock Bowers still doubtful for the matchup against the Chiefs and defenses, Tempo is missing a reliable third weapon. The most frequently mentioned name at the Raiders training camp, Denver Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, who may be available after his team's shaky start. The idea of pairing Jeudy with Jacoby Myers is gaining traction, and, according to ESPN sources, already inquired about Denver's asking price. Another area of focus is the pass rush. Despite Max Crosby's consistent brilliance, Tempo needs help on the opposite side of the line. Names like Josh Uche, Patriots, and Bryce Huff, Jets, are seen as viable options, especially if the trade cost is reasonable. We're always on the lookout for opportunities that can elevate our competitive level, Pete Carroll said at a press conference, but we're not going to make moves out of desperation. We want want players who fit our culture. Behind this apparent calm, there's growing pressure. Fans, excited after a promising start to the season, are demanding action from the front office. The Week 6 loss rekindled doubts about the roster's depth, especially on the defensive side, which has struggled with big plays. Defensive coordinator Patrick Graham called for more speed and excitement among the linebackers, and a possible move there isn't ruled out. There's one strategic detail that could change everything: a bye week in Week 8. This break could give the Raiders the time needed to integrate new players and adjust their strategy before a decisive sequence. That's why the next 48 hours will be so crucial. Time must act now, or risk seeing the best options slip away. Ultimately, the feeling within the organization is one of controlled ambition. And if this move actually happens, things could heat up even more, because there's another high-profile target who could land in Las Vegas in the next few days. With the NFL trade deadline fast approaching, the atmosphere in Las Vegas is heating up. League sources indicate that the Raiders are among the most active teams in behind-the-scenes discussions. General manager Tom Telesco and head coach Pete Carroll have plenty of value to explore on the market, and the possibilities range from strategic acquisitions to unexpected trades no one expected. One of the most talked about rumors in recent hours involves the search for an impactful wide receiver. With Brock Bowers still returning from training camp and from all defenses, the Raiders' offense has been missing a solid third option. Sources from Pro Football Focus and ESPN indicate a real interest in Jerry Jeudy of the Broncos and Elijah Moore of the Browns. Both are on affordable contracts and could land without compromising the salary cap, but there's also more ambitious speculation. According to Raiders Report and Pride of the Silver and Black, an internal name is being monitored by other teams: Jacoby Myers. Las Vegas has been approached a few times during the playoffs about the possibility of a trade, trying to capitalize on the wide receiver's good market value. However, people close to the situation have stated that the Raiders have no interest in parting with him, unless they receive an offer impossible to refuse. On the defensive side, the priority remains to reinforce the pressure on the opposing quarterback. Despite Max Crosby's monstrous performance, the team needs help on the other side of the line. The Raiders are rumored to be eyeing Josh Ucha, Patriots, and Brian Burns, Panthers, two pass rushers on short contracts who could be available before the deadline. According to insider Jordan Schultz, Las Vegas has already conducted informal inquiries about both, evaluating cost and immediate impact. Another hot topic concerns the secondary, which has seen its ups and downs. CJ Henderson, Panthers, has also been mentioned as a possible target, especially if time allows them to strengthen the cornerback rotation before the matchup against Patrick Mahomes. Pete Carroll, known for valuing defensive depth, has already signaled that he would like more competitiveness among the defense. Behind the scenes, the feeling is that the Raiders aren't just watching the market, they're planning something big. A staff member reportedly told Yahoo Sports anonymously that Telesco wants to make a move that shows the Raiders are seriously leading the season. This could mean bringing in a big name or even sacrificing a future draft pick to strengthen the team's momentum now. There's also the emotional factor. The fans are excited, the locker room believes, and the clock is still ticking in the playoff race. One right move could completely change the course of the season. With the bye week, Week 8, coming right after the Chiefs matchup, the timing is perfect to integrate new players and fine-tune the offensive and defensive systems before the final stretch. What no one knows, and what makes it all the more exciting, is which direction Telesco will choose. Will he focus on bolstering the offense and giving Aiden O'Connell more weapons, or will he double down on defense and bring in an elite partner for Crosby? With Brock Bowers nearing his return, trade rumors heating up, and the Raiders looking to decide whether to buy or sell before the deadline. Do you think Las Vegas should risk it all now and bolster the roster to compete for the playoffs? Or would it be smarter to wait and consider the franchise's future? Leave your opinion here, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back later to update you with the latest Raiders news.